Holy crap, there's a lot of people here.
Everybody. My name's Tim League. I'm the founder and CEO of Alamo Drafthouse. I want to thank you guys very much for coming out this evening. Very special night. There's a couple things that are special. The less special of these, albeit still very special, is this is the very first 35mm film presentation within this building since we've taken it over. So we're very excited and nervous at the same time. So if something goes horribly awry, just be patient and sip on that beer.
Film is like an acetate thing that they actually run through a projector.
Yeah, for the whippersnappers in the room.
Yeah.
But the most important reason why I'm excited is this gentleman right here. I called him a Westchester native, and his mom, he wasn't born here. His mom says, "Oh, God damn it!" And so, but he lives here in Westchester now. So let's call it a homecoming screening, even though that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah,
Mr. Alex Winter.
Yeah. Yeah, we can do a Kickstarter fund for Bill and Ted 3 right now. We probably get the movie out. Thank you so much for coming out. It's really fun to see that people still love seeing this movie, seeing it projected, seeing it in theaters, and Alamo Drafthouse. You guys are so lucky to have one in your vicinity now. They are awesome. The theaters are always great. They sound great, and I really do mean this. I have no reason to plug your theater. I get nothing out of it. But they are awesome. So it's a really great thing to have on the East Coast. This movie is really old, even though I'm not. I stopped aging, so that's just really cool. But we made it, in '89. We made it for very little money. We never thought it would see the light of day. Nobody ever thought it would be. We thought it would be on like HBO at 4 in the morning, and then somehow it just took off. And it's like it still takes off. It's like it doesn't matter where I go in the world. I get off an airplane and like Bill and Ted is on like some Beirut television, like up in the corner. Some guy's like oh, and they're not usually laughing at me, but they're laughing at Reese. He's a funnier one, But nonetheless, it's cool. You never know when you meet. All the guys. We're all really good friends that made this together still, and we've all done a lot of other stuff. But it's like whatever Keanu's got coming out, he always comes back. How was Korea? Oh, they only cared about Bill and Ted. Every time, it's hilarious. You don't know what is going to connect with people, what isn't. And I'm not going to talk one time. I want you to watch the movie, but I will say that the only thing I can think of that's made this thing last, because it's pretty goofy. It's not like a masterpiece or anything. If you haven't seen it yet, I'm sorry if I spoiled that. They will be showing Lawrence of Arabia and other stuff soon. But it is made by a bunch of people who really got along really well. We still do, and I think that was kind of infectious. Like we're friends. The two writers are friends, and everything was just like such a goof, and we did it. We had such a genuinely good time. We weren't doing it for money because God knows they didn't pay us any, and we weren't doing it for fame because we didn't think anyone was going to see it. So we just went off into the desert and had a really good time, and that's what ended up coming out the other end. So if you haven't seen it, I hope you like it, and if you have, then I hope you like seeing it big and loud.
I saw this movie when I was 19 years old. I remember very, very clearly watching. I know I'm really fucking old, so
on DVD.
No, I remember watching the commercial on television and thinking, this is like a fake movie. This doesn't even exist. This is like the stupidest looking thing I've ever seen. And I didn't actually watch it in theaters, and then I finally got around to it on VHS years later, and I was sorry for being so judgmental. So I wanted to apologize for my 19-year-old self. And Alex has to go. We're not going to do a Q&A afterwards, but I have to ask one question.
Yeah, we can ask a few questions if you want.
No spoilery questions, because has anybody not seen Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure? For that there's one guy. All right, because of that guy, we can't talk about specifics. Way to fucking go, man.
So they have not like celebrate Christmas in your house? That's just the saddest thing ever.
I know, that's it.
Or we could just spoil it for him. It's a time travel movie. It's a time travel movie. Maybe if you could just, like, one of my all-time favorite comedians of all time is George Carlin. So maybe you could talk a little bit about George Carlin if you got to hang out. Any cool stories with George?
All right. So anecdotally, they wanted Sean Connery to play Rufus. I'm not joking. I mean, we don't have a lot of time, so I'm not gonna. I am usually incredibly sarcastic and say shit that makes no sense, but I'll try to stick to facts. They wanted Sean Connery, and for whatever reason, Sean wasn't interested. Knowing Mr. Connery was they're probably lacking a few zeros on the end of the offer that they were making to him. But we didn't get Carlin until well into shooting. Like we were on the Western set outside Phoenix when we were told that Carlin was going to play Rufus, and they had gone after everybody you can possibly imagine. I mean, they were like going after the guy who played Jaws in the Bond movies. They were like going after everybody until they were like, oh, why don't we go after someone funny? Because it's a comedy. And we were just like, what's wrong with you guys? Like they were like, oh, we got this great new idea for Bruce. They would tell us some other like stupid idea, that was like totally overblown on radio. So, like most movies that are fun and last, they kind of are happenstantial, and everything that happened was an accident. Carlin showed up, and he didn't really quite understand the movie either. I think he had kind of Tim's 19-year-old opinion, It's like, this is the stupidest script I've ever written in my life, and who are you guys? But he ended up having this unbelievably great time, and he was, I've met a lot of comedians, and Carlin, who was one of my idols, was, unlike many of the comedians I met, was the exact opposite of his stage persona. You met like Jonathan Winters or Robin Williams, and they come off stage and they're still talking 100 miles an hour, and just, it's the same routine. Carlin was like this very quiet, very gentle, soft-spoken, not shy. He had moxie, but he was extremely gentle. He was like this sensitive soul, basically. So, it was sweet to see him inhabit those shoes, because I think that's what took people by surprise about him in the movie too. He's just not like the Carlin that but that's actually more like the real Carlin. And then Reeves and I was weird. Like I didn't see him for years, and then we were having dinner in LA, and we bumped into him, and he died like a month later, and it was just this really sweet moment that we were really happy we got to have with him. But it's you don't speak ill of the dead anyway, but he really was an amazing guy, and we honestly, we were working on Built-In 3 for years. We honestly just stopped for a long time. We were just like, why bother doing it without George? And that was the hardest thing about writing this new script, was trying to figure out a way to make it work, both from a story standpoint and like a spiritual, soulful standpoint without George. And I think we cracked it. And if the movie never gets made, I'm going to just throw it online so you'll see for yourself.
Well, tell you what. Why don't we do have to get him home to bed. He's possibly even an older man than I am. I'm not sure. But we'll probably have time for 3 questions.
Okay.
3 questions. But before you raise your hand, that was too quick. All right, put your hand up for a second. They have to be really awesome questions. No lame questions. And you have the right to veto any question that you think is too lame to be answered. All right?
All right. I'm just going to change the rules. I will answer any question that we have. Otherwise, I agree with Tim.
They must be excellent.
But Tim is going to do the selecting, so it's up to him to find the question that isn't lame.
Okay. All right. So I'll be the arbiter of taste. All right. Your hand's back up. I'm going to go ahead. And now you've got the confidence.
Hey Alex, I'm a big fan as a kid. I actually just have some artwork. I'm a sketch artist, so I etch sketch you. I just have to give this to you. It's all right.
Oh, okay. So that's not a question, though.
No, it's not. I'm sorry.
Does that count on the tally?
Okay.
Yes, would you accept this etch a sketch that I created for you?
It's not going to blow up, is it?
That's what I'm saying.
That looks exactly like me. Oh, that's awesome. That's great. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
That's rad.
That's applicable. That works. That was good.
Okay,
Yes.
that's very cool.
Not a question mark at the end of it?
Yeah, gifts are cool, by the way. Gifts and questions are cool.
Oh, okay. So one of my barometers to know if it's an awesome question, or excellent question, I guess, as the case may be, is if somebody's waving their arms wildly. So you, sir, back there, yes.
What, me?
Yeah, the one that was waving your arms double wildly with the.
All right, wildly
I took all the
is
stand out, so you can
exactly
stand
it, because I tell you
Don't
what,
twist them.
you're the intro to the to Bogus Journeys and solo over there with Steve Vai, that Steve Vai did changed my life. I picked up guitar, I trademarked the band name Wild Stallions with the government. Now my question is, did you learn how to play guitar, and also can you sign the guitar I brought because you changed my life with that?
The intellectual property holder of Wild Stallions has a question for you.
Yeah, but I bought wildstallions.com, so you lose. How far you get with that, Al? Okay. I have no idea how to play the guitar. The funny thing is that Reach and I both played bass guitar when we met. I don't play anymore, but I did for years, and so did he. And both of us played very badly. Only he had the courage to go on stage with it, and I did not. So we would jam on bass together all the time. we would like finish shooting, and we were in like some condo in Tempe, Arizona. When we shot this. We would like finish shooting and just go and just jam, and like PAs would like come to drop stuff off and like see these two guys like both playing bass. There's no one else playing in this apartment, but two guys playing bass. That kind of tells you why they cast us. I guess I will sign your guitar.
Thank you.
Right here.
Have you ever been to Halloween Horror Nights in Florida or California? Because they do your show.
I know. Yeah, I have not. I know that there is a theme park Bill and Ted show. I have not seen it. I've heard it's great. A lot of friends of mine have gone and said it's great. So I would not disparage it. I've heard people have gone thinking it was going to suck and have come back going, oh, it's amazing. You'd love it. But I haven't. I think that my head would explode.
All right, so this is the last showstopper because Etch a Sketch does not constitute a question. So everybody got the showstopper? The showstopper? Not enough enthusiasm, sir. I'm sorry, you're gonna have to. So in the back there, limb flailing, you got it.
Alex, do you know when the Mongols ruled China?
That's kind of a showstopper. Answer is no. All right, so Alex, thank you so much for making this movie, living in Westchester, and being a stand-up guy.
Awesome. Thanks for coming out. And if I would have the capability of watching myself on screen, I would sit and watch it with you, but I do not, so I will bid you adieu. Thank you.